Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of November 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are entering into Scorpio season, so wish all Scorpios out there that you know a happy birthday. If you hear some strange sounds, it's my dog playing with his little toy. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, so remember to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating, and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. I'll show you this if it's possible there. Very, very funny. Hey, Bobbit. Okay, so moving on. Sorry for the this eruption, but I wanted you to see that it was not a crocodile or a monster underneath the table. So this reading can go both ways. So if I tell you that you are feeling or acting in a certain way, it can be in the reverse, that the person you are dealing with is feeling and acting in that way. The energy is the same, it's just different castings to the different roles by the universe. And these messages is for the people who watch this. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need. For this reading, I will use the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gome, illustrated by Will Worthington. And I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Cancer, when I open your deck here, I see the King of Cups together with the Ten of Swords. So it seems like someone has hurt you badly. It's some other card that wants to show their face here. And it's a Queen of Pentacles. So that's usually Virgo, can be Taurus or Capricorn. Or like a mother figure, a sister, a wife, someone, it might be a teacher as well, or some kind of feminine authority. And King of Cups is the search for inner peace, we can say, to become like a Buddha figure, to become, to find inner peace and happiness. So he is a master of dealing with his emotions, and it means facing bravely the emotions and not hiding away from them or not hiding them. So when we are a master of our emotion, we can also come out as cold because we don't feel pain in the same way as other people do. There's this Zen story about a person that was approached with the news that his son has just died in an accident, and he came with a kind of a little bit cold response and said, okay, yes, I knew that he wasn't immortal, so he knew that his son wouldn't live forever. And it was, it's kind of a Zen response to things, but for normal people it will feel like this person is cold, but it's actually this person has understood that no one lives forever, and we are here just like we are just borrowing our body for a short amount of time. So with the Ten of Swords, it shows kind of the pain that led to this notion, that led to this conclusion that, okay, if I want to be happy, I need to find inner peace inside myself, regardless of what's going on in the outside world. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Ace of Pentacles with the King of Cups. So Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful new beginning. It might be the beginning of like a way to collect money, or a new career. It might be a new relationship, or some kind of chance that's being given, maybe to you or to someone that you love, because the King of Cups can also show like the man of your heart, or it doesn't have to actually show your state of your heart. It might be a person that you have in your heart as well. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we see the Princess of Wands together with the King of Cups. So the King of Cups seems to be the significator for this reading, kind of setting the tone for the reading, talking about wherever you go, there you are. So what you need is to find inner peace, whatever happens in your surrounding. And with the Princess of Wands, it's some kind of bravery. We want to live our lives the fullest, and we don't let fear of the unknown or fear what kind of emotion that action will trigger to hold us back. So we kind of follow our longing and do the things that we know is going to make our life more fulfilled, kind of a little bit regardless of the consequences. Sometimes we can be very afraid, for example, to step into a love relationship because we fear how our emotions might get disharmonious or affected in some way, or we might get heartbroken. But with these two energies, it kind of says that follow your longing wherever it takes you. You will be able to handle the emotion that comes from it. So that might be the lesson that you need to learn, Cancer, to deal with your emotions, and that will end the limitations that fear might have on your life, or fear of your own emotion might have on your life. So I call the 6 elements, and here we have the moon. So the moon is kind of this fear, what I was talking about. So facing your fear, walking on this path and facing your fear is a way to master your emotions and becoming a king of your own emotional realm. So wherever you go, there you are, and you are fine because you have found inner peace no matter what happens. So you kind of become like this man that says, well, I knew my son wasn't immortal. It doesn't say that he didn't love him, but he knew he was clear about what kind of circumstances we live by here on earth, that everything will come to an end. And sometimes we don't like the ending because the ending causes these kind of emotions. But this person here is ready to face this and to grow spiritually by these emotional challenges. So 6 elements. Okay, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. So I want my dear Cancer to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. Justice and the sun. So it's about facing the truth. Sometimes we want to deny the truth because the truth might give us uncomfortable feelings, but here it's also about facing the truth. Seeing the truth no matter what the truth is actually telling you. So kind of taking off the pink glasses that made you feel all comforted or surrounded with like this yummy feeling of everything is all right. It's a way of living that can be very prosperous, because if you always see the nice part of life, you will become more calm. But it might be that you have taken it so far that you're actually starting to live in an illusion a little bit, and therefore you need to see the truth and face those feelings. So sometimes we can be very positive and think, well, it's one brick has fallen from the house wall. That's not that bad. I can fix it someday when the sun is shining and I feel up for it. And then next day you come and 2 bricks have fallen from your wall of your house and you're a little bit more troubled, but you put yourself in the same state of emotion that you were before, that it's not that big of a deal, I will fix it. Next day 3 stones will have fallen, and this here needs to like be a little bit of a wake-up call. Okay, I really need to check what's going on with this wall. Maybe I need to take out someone that's an expert of these types of brick walls and see maybe the whole side of this wall needs to be changed. Maybe I need to start to save money for it. Maybe I need to start planning for it. So it's not a time to kind of ignore what's going on, what's crumbling around you, and just live a happy life, a worry-free life, but actually seeing what's going on so you can take the best decision for you on how to move forward with this issue. Okay. So, I want my dear Cancer to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So, okay. my dear Cancer, see what's going on for you. I will just tune into you and the energy of November in combination for a few seconds. Okay, so my dear Cancer, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. And in the past we have the Princess of Swords, and she is the bearer of truth, and sometimes blunt truth. She can be very revolutionary. So she's kind of the energy of Jesus driving out the merchandisers from his father's temple. So she doesn't hold anything for holy, or like nothing is untouchable. Like you can tell the truth to anyone, as long as it's the truth. So she can be a little bit blunt, but it's also very helpful energy when it's used to change old structures that's kind of not helpful anymore, or are not helping you. So starting to see the truth about your relationships, your work, your different situation with friends and colleagues, and your career and your house and different problems. She's a very sober kind of energy, seeing very clear on things. She's having a little bit of a suspicious mind, so she's actually looking for problems. So it's not this positive attitude of leaving things for tomorrow. She's actually like this searching for problem. Here we have a problem, this needs to be fixed. So it's not a particularly relaxed energy, but it's very helpful to get your life on the right track, okay, to get some order into life and to fix problems like attitude problems, or actual like real life problems with the house falling apart and such a things. And that was in the past, and here in the now we have a Prince of Cups. That's usually a Pisces, but might of course depict you, Cancer, or another Cancer, or a Scorpio person. It can show any type of person with regardless of sun and moon sign and so on. It shows a person offering their love or their time, or their creative advice, or something similar to this, or money towards you. So it's a very friendly energy. It can be any type of lucky gift that you will get, either maybe flirting attention from someone that looks gorgeous, or maybe a rise of salary from your work, or good news about the wall, that it wasn't that big of a problem, and that a craftsman can fix it to a fair amount of money. So these kind of gifts Prince of Cups is representing. He also bearing other kind of gifts, like he can be a very good poet, or singer, songwriter, or painter. So things like this, things that comes like through the ether and being downloaded to a very sensitive person that can pick up on these signals, maybe painting something from a dream, or hearing a tune through the grapevine and writing an amazing song, things like this. Okay. And here we have the Hermit. So what we have had up to now is three very different energies. Page of Swords, that's very piercing energy. Knight of Cups, that's a very dreamy energy. And then the Hermit, that's a very searching energy. He doesn't only like hear the songs coming through the grapevine. He's actually facing darkness. He's going towards where the song came from and trying to figure out what it was made of, and why did it come and what did it mean. So he's a little bit more deeply penetrating into the issues of the soul, and it's about getting to know oneself also. So these three different aspects might be you investigating different sides of yourself, or having different relationships with different people. Maybe one is like very nosy, the other one is very dreamy, and the last one is a soul searcher and a little bit of a lone wolf. You can see this wolf there. Okay. So your past here, and we have a Five of Cups, and immediately I'm being struck by the similarity between these two cards. So that might be what makes you go on a little bit of a lonely streak or become like a lone wolf, because you looked at your relationship in your surrounding, maybe with the piercing eyes of the patient source, and kind of judged them a little bit harshly, and thinking like hell is other people. Like I think it was Nietzsche that said that hell is other people, looking at this and seeing the prey and the perpetrator and thinking like this is how love is, this is how the world works, like the predator eats the prey and there's always a winner, always a loser. So this person might feel a little bit hopeless about human interactions and forget about the nice things that's actually there, like the positive things. So might be looking more into the darkness, maybe to actually be able to see things. It doesn't have to be a bad thing that this person is becoming a little bit hopeless and losing their positive attitude. It can actually be a little bit of a reality check when you feel pain of some sort or sadness. It's like a red flag waving and saying, look here, put attention here, there's a problem, needs to be addressed. So if you are always sad when you are dealing with a certain person or doing a certain thing, you need to figure out what that's all about. Is it triggering some old memories, or is actually the actual situation or person not a good match for you, or making you sad, and for what reason? So you're just not going on with this positive attitude and thinking, well, I feel a little low since I was encountering my friend yesterday, but it was probably nothing. So you just go on. But with this Five of Cups energy, it wants to tell you something, that, okay, it was something happening yesterday that I need to address, that I need to look deeper into why I'm feeling like this. So it's a little bit of a wake-up call, the Five of Cups there. Something is not particularly right. And we also have a Five of Wands, so not, again, this combative personalities that might be out to get you, or to steal your stuff, or to be better than you, or to win in arguments, or to have drama in arguments, or to in some way prove themselves to be better than you. So again, this can make you very tired, and it can be like very subtle, so things going on underneath the surface, and you might not have been fully aware of it before, you just endured it. But with the Page of Swords energy there, you're probably more reluctant to see what's going on and seeing, okay, so this person is, as soon as I say, for example, well, I had this success yesterday where this and this was happening to me. And this person, this friend of yours, always needs to say, well, I was even more successful because this and this happened. And it kind of, well, it's without saying, it kind of trumps your success. When you start, before maybe you have a lot of tolerance, but now you're starting to see this, and maybe seeing that this is unjust situation, or this person is actually not acting nice. You might have endured it up till now, but now you start to see this more clearly. And when we start to see things more clearly, or see more of the red flags, it's usually something that we need to address. Maybe before we could be the bigger person and just rise above, but maybe now this person needs to maybe see the reaction that they actually have on other people, or the impact that they have on other people. Maybe it's educational for them to see that when they try to win, it makes them feel good, but it makes other people feel bad. So it can be a situation where you need to teach someone something. And here we have the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is Cancer. It might also be a Scorpio and Pisces in your life, or someone like a woman of your heart, like someone, a feminine energy that you love and hold dear into your heart. But it probably shows you being this empathic person, and usually being able to endure this kind of, like if you are with a person that's a little bit like compulsive liar, like they lie about everything, you might have a deep understanding for them. You don't get upset with that because you know that this is like a minority complex with that person, and therefore they are lying about things, bragging about things, and it doesn't really, like, you can be like, oh, interesting, oh, so did you really did you wrestle with a crocodile in when you were in Australia? Interesting. Okay, so that makes you a really brave person. Okay, so you kind of play along. But here with the Five of Cups, Five of Wands together with the Page of Swords, it's probably time for a little bit of upgrade with this relationship. Maybe you need to start to say, well, even though I enjoyed your story and you're a great storyteller, I kind of don't believe this, that you actually were with the crocodiles. Either you were or you weren't. It doesn't really matter, but I just have to say that inside of me, it kind of says that I don't believe in this story. So it might be a calling for that one person or both persons needs to grow in this relationship, and the old ways that you have been dealing with certain patterns is not anymore. It needs to evolve. Okay, it takes to the next level. So now first maybe you taught this person that you were friendly, okay, and that you were tolerating them and kind of had unconditional love for them, even if they were a compulsive liar or a know-it-all, or hurt other people deliberately because they wanted to prove themselves to be better. But maybe now there needs to be the next lesson. The first lesson was, I accept you anyway. The next lesson might be, well, I accept you, but I see what you are doing. Because we can, for example, love our children and they can think that they are so smart and they are actually outsmarting us, but they kind of don't. Parents are just like, oh, how cute. So you have been doing this. Yes, I see. Cleaning your room, and you actually see that all these toys are just pushed underneath the bed or into every closet, and you just pet the little person on the head and say that was a good job. But eventually when the child grows older, you might need to say, no, I'm yes, I think you did a good job, but maybe you can deal with the pile underneath the bed as well, because it seems like you also have food underneath there, and it might attract flies and ants and other things. So we can increase our education of the person if we need to, okay, or if the divine is calling us to do so, or the person's educational level is kind of ready for the next step. So it doesn't seem that hostile. It's more like a person being a little bit tired of some kind of behavior, and they have been able to be very tolerant with this, but now maybe there needs to be like a little bit harder. Maybe before you put the goal very low, and now the goal for what this person can achieve can be a little bit higher, okay? So it can be your partner, it can be a friend, it can be parents, it can be whatever, a co-worker that you are managing, or they need to snap it up a little bit, like 1 inch more. You can make it a little bit harder for them to reach contentment from you, okay? It's maybe very easy for you to give this person like, oh, that was good, but maybe now you need to have a little bit more difficult level for them. And here we have a 10 of Cups, so the love is still there. It's not about, like, it's not the person that's the problem. It's the behavior of the person that needs to be better. And it's actually more loving to have a little bit more higher standards, maybe on a person, or an increasing standard, because that will make them mature, and also being able to not just steal or take, but actually be able to give as well. So it's making them a bigger person. If you are carrying too much a load for your children or your spouses or your friends, they are not really evolving, and you are keeping them in a baby kind of state. But we have family, we have friends, we have this love, so that we can grow together, and one day, and making people able to take care of themselves. It should be the main goal. It's like birds. One day the small birds, they need to fly out of the nest. They need to be ready. The parents need to make them ready. And they do so with both love and care, but also with demands. Like, if you don't dare to fly, I kick you out. So it can be like this as well. And here we have the Two of Cups. So the Ten of Cups with the Two of Cups is very loving. So I'm not seeing that. It might have been like some irritation here in the past, or some person feeling like one person didn't live up to the standards and it started to annoy a little bit. But it seems like you Cancer are very loving still towards this person, and it's a very forever love, and might be even like a soul family connection or soulmate connection. And it means that you feel like you belong together, and this deep love for one another make you being able to overcome any kind of obstacle, if you keep that loving vibration and not betray each other with saying, well, I will trade you for a better kid that will actually be able to clean their room, or a better husband that will be able to fulfill my emotional needs, or whatever is going on. If we instead say, well, I love you, but I don't love everything about you, and I would appreciate if you could do this for me, because that would make me feel more loved, or like you were taking more responsibility, or that you were actually growing, and we are going in a positive direction. And the last card is the Ace of Wands, and it comes underneath the Queen of Cups, showing that there's a little bit more feisty energy here, a little bit more strength, a little bit more like not just this beautiful willingness to be forgiving, but actually a little bit like this demand as well. So it's very healthy. It's like you are being a big teacher for people, a good example for others, and guiding them through very difficult emotions and maybe transactions between different maturity levels, and that you are kind of this guide that shows people with different ways, like either being very clear and truthful, saying the truth even if it's sometimes uncomfortable, but also being able to be very loving and supporting. So it's like when you train a dog, you say good and maybe give a candy when they do something good, and then no when they're doing something bad, so they will know the difference. So it's like conditioning someone a little bit, or it's like click training, or some kind of thing where when the person does something bad, you tell it to their face, but you don't stop loving them. And when they are good, that's really good, but they know underneath the surface that you have this feistiness, and that you are able to see, you are not easily fooled. Why you are being this greater person is because of your endless love. It's not so that you are easy to trick or easy to convey into something that's not the truth. So some people can have misunderstood you for being a person that are easily to fool or trick, but now they know better. So this is like underneath the surface, and they know that it's there, that they can't make a fool out of you just because you love, or because you're a nice person. So it's a good thing. So love can take you a long way, and it can give a lot more prosperous or success than what criticism and demands might do. So this is a very good way of teaching someone how you want to be treated, or to teach them better how to be a better person, step by step. Okay. And this is the future, and we have the Eight of Pentacles coming underneath the Five of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So it's like repetition. Sometimes we're really tired of the people that we are dealing with, and we think this hell is other people. But when things are repeating in a vicious cycle, it's always for a positive purpose, because you are supposed to learn something. So we endlessly try and make ourselves better, and we have done so for thousands and thousands of years, as long maybe as we have been on Earth. Also, other planets can have the same kind of setting, but here on Earth it's like this, that we learn from our mistakes, and this is like a particularly nice stubbornness, where you set out a goal and you don't really give that goal up. You just relentlessly keep on trying with goodwill and hard work and loyalty to fix it. So you're not giving up on the project, on the people, You can feel tired sometimes, but you have the strength and the soul will, we can say, to keep on moving towards what you know is would be the most harmonious state. So you're not giving up your goal of harmony and success. So it's very beautiful and very strong. It's connected to the strength card, this one, and it comes here through the love that you have. So it shows you to be a very good person that's not giving up on your loved ones, not giving up on your goals. Even if you don't have this penetrating warrior force, your love is maybe the strongest thing of all, like stronger than anything, because it kind of survives whatever. And the next card here is the Six of Cups. So if some of you have had a little bit of a greater fallout with someone, maybe a younger person that needed like nose being snapped a little bit, it seems like they still love them. There will be a reconciliation, because after all, you are family, or you are loving each other very deeply, and this person might act stupid, but they are actually a loving person that's on a journey to get to know life, and they are a soul, a spirit that's here to learn something. So I think forgiveness will be in order here, forgiveness and reconciliation, because even if they have done something that you kind of didn't like, it seems like forgiveness is here or on the horizon. It's a very beautiful reading. And for those of you waiting for some kind of communication, I don't think that you will be the one reaching out. And if you would, Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands here, it would be in a little bit of a demanding way. Like, I still love you, but I need to see improvements. So it's kind of like this. Okay. The last card is the Queen of Pentacles. So some of you might be dealing with an earth sign. It's kind of what we saw in the beginning, King of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. But it's also this with you being the stubborn, solid teacher. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to stop loving this person or stop being this educator. But the Queen of Pentacles is a little bit more stubborn than the Queen of Cups. She can be a little bit more understanding, while the Queen of Pentacles is a little bit more demanding, like this Earth Mother. She demands some sacrifices. So this is what I felt also with the Ace of Wands. If you're reaching out to someone, you want them to be able to be responsible for what they have done, or to be responsible enough to not to learn, at least. They can do the same mistakes again many times. You will probably forgive them, but you want to see them try to not make these mistakes and actually growing. So very straightforward reading, and it seems like you have a good grip on your situation. You're solving the most of your issues with love, both self-love, and it's like you're leaning towards the center gravity of yourself. You take maybe your inner peace as a measurement, if you need to say something in the situation or not. If you feel good, then you don't have to, you can just go along with the situation. But if you start to feel some warning signals, you will also tell the person or the people that you're with that this is what I feel and I'm not going to accept it, or I'm not going to tolerate this kind of bullshit. You will have to step up your game and show me love. So that's what you are accepting, loving behavior. So if a person is not acting with love towards you, you will have patience enough to wait for them to do that, but you won't encourage them or give them any benefits until they have done this improvement. So it's stubborn, sweet, and very educational for the people in your surroundings. So that's beautiful. So it seems like it's not big issues going on for the most of you. It's more like how you have learned to trust your own instincts, and therefore you don't have to create big dramas. You can just no. You have to clean the room again, or better, until I'm satisfied. So you don't have to make a big drama out of it. You just trust yourself, and therefore you feel very harmonious all the time. And the times when you don't feel harmonious, you take that as something, an issue you need to address immediately. So very, very healthy. Okay, so I will take a card for you from the Oracle of Angels Oracle with Mario Duguay. It was I was doing a review on this yesterday. So a card for my dear Cancer and 18 beliefs. So this is the ship. It's a relationship, and we can see here it's your hard work. You're not giving up on this. Love is very important for you, so you're not going to let people down, but you're not going to let them let you down either. So it's very strong and healthy. It's very like a mother archetype with you, becoming this grown up and calm. So that's beautiful. I will read this card for you. Believe in the mysterious and wondrous ways of the universe. Know that there are no mistakes and that everything happens for a reason, even if that reason is not always immediately obvious. It is safe to let go and allow yourself to be carried by the rivers of life. So, for example, if you need to, if someone is not in the best behavior and you need to put them out in the cold a little bit or kind of disengage a little bit, just know that the foundation of this love is not going anywhere. So you can trust also the universe to kind of help you out. If you feel something, it's probably aligned with the universe. So you can be sure that you are backed up when you are taking a battle for something. So this is a little bit of a mantra. I live each situation in the light. I remain in harmony no matter what happens. I let go, I trust God, and I remain in touch with His love, increasing my inner spiritual strength. So I think that's what's happened with the King of Cups that we saw, that you have become, you have found more inner peace. So you are aligned with the universe and the divine forces, and therefore you feel much stronger and much calmer, and you don't have to become so dramatic and not engage in like passive aggressiveness or disappointment or things like that. You just tell people very obvious what it is that you need from them, and if they are able to give it to you, you can continue with the relationship. But if they are going to do something else that's unhealthy for the relationship, you're probably just going to wait them out until they are more mature and can give you what it was that you wanted in the first place. So it's a very loving stubbornness that's unconditional with the love, but have firm boundaries that's healthy for everyone involved. Okay. So I'll read a Two of Cups card also for you that's central in this reading. Maybe give you some other kind of input than my own. So, to share the cup of our heart, soul, and body with another seems the fulfillment of life's purpose. In love, the two becomes one again. Receiving this card points to the power and experience of love. You may be going through the early stages of falling in love with all the excitement and passion that romance brings. Whether the relationship will last is not indicated by this card, but may possibly be determined by surrounding cards. So it seems like it will last. It's not going anywhere. It's very stable. The focus of this card is on the meeting of hearts and the creative blessings that results from this. For this reason, it may point to a romantic relationship, or it could indicate a creative and fertile working relationship, a close and fruitful friendship, or any situation in which there is a meeting of hearts, minds, and souls. Love is a healing force, and at its heart, the Two of Cups is about the power of love and the way it brings opportunities or polarities together and unites them. Receiving it may therefore not be pointing to a relationship in itself, but rather towards the use of the power of love to heal, to engender cooperation, or to effect reconciliation. The time may have come for you to use this power to calm, connect, or unite. So it's kind of summing up the whole whole thing that you don't have to use drama to get what you want. You use love instead, and also this calm, grown up energy. Okay, so you're not easily unsettled by what other people do. You just accept that they are doing this, but also you are not letting it affect you personally. You see too that their behavior will actually fall on them and make their life more troublesome. It won't affect your life. You might get disappointed on them and feel like we could have had a better moment here, but I'm going to live my own life in peace until you have figured this out. So it's kind of like that. Okay. So my dear Cancer, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. And I also welcome you back to my December reading that I will perform in the middle of November. Okay, bye-bye.